Jasmine, thanks for coming. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Appreciate it. Were you able to watch the episode yet?
Yes, the one that just with Sandy. Yes, I
Yeah.
watched.
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Very inspiring and empowering, and I like
I,
it.
I do too. Do you have any questions for Sandy or any Heather? You guys have any follow-up thoughts or things that you'd like to ask her?
I'll probably think of something next week. So,
All good. All good.
I pick Sandy's brain all the
I
time.
know, right?
She's amazing. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching the YouTube thing. I have literally been on meetings since 8 o'clock this morning, so continuous. So I haven't had a chance to stop and watch extra yet. But after this one, I will.
Wonderful. So I just put in the comments there, again, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and then the last one is the shorts. So that's not specific to her episode, but should be the top one. So it should be really easy to find from there. So there's Tiffany. I'll let her in. Um, my goodness. So I'm trying to think of questions. I felt like I kind of asked most of the questions that I wanted to of Sandy while we were on. Lynn, what stood out to you since you were able to watch it?
When you started drawing the circles and the way you illustrated how we get the opportunity to help people expand, it just opened up such a world of visualization for me of what we do, because it was so spot on. It was just like, wow, I've never thought about it that way. And that is so exciting, because you're right. People shrink their dreams, especially as they take on more and more debt. And I think of young people in particular, young couples, young families. Well, we've got to have this, we've got to have this, we've got to have this. And by the time they're in their, 2, 3, 4 years into marriage, they're drowning in debt, and they've shrunk everything down to what they can afford to do. Right. And when you showed that we're able to help people expand their life, expand their goals, expand their vision, expand their dreams, and get back to where they were when they were children, I was just like, wow, that is so awesome.
I love it. Love it. Sandy?
I was just going to say, it's always fun to do that, because I was thinking about a client that Andy and I were working with this morning, and they were going to be in debt probably until after they died. They had 29 and a half years left on a mortgage, and we're not on track to pay that off early. And without changing anything, we were able to get them in a place that, worst case scenario, because we took the lowest income, the most conservative. We added in some extra buffer on expenses to make sure we didn't forget anything. And we're just using what's left over, and they're going to be completely debt free, including their mortgage, in 5 years, just over 5.2 years. And it was awe inspiring for them. And when we got to the point where we were like, okay, let's move forward, their reaction was, I only have to pay that one time.
Yep.
And and it's just a testament to who we are and what we do. And yes, you only have to pay that one time, and it absolutely rounds down to zero. And absolutely, it's often these guys, what was it, Andy, $174,000 of interest is going to be canceled. And then when we put that money to work for them in just a 1% savings account, we were able to make them millionaires. They would be at over $1.7 million at the time the bank would have them at zero in that same savings account. And it's just awe-inspiring to watch the math work, and to know that math is consistently consistent, and that we offer a money-back guarantee, and we've been in business for more than 20 years, and we're on a mission. We're absolutely on a mission. We've locked arms. We're going to go out and help as many people as will let us have exactly the same opportunity. And, what we didn't talk about much today with that couple, but what we're planning to talk about a month from today, is how we can create wealth for them. This couple has no retirement. They're in their mid-40s. They have no plan. And by the time we're done, not only will they be debt-free in just over 5 years or less, they're going to have a plan so that they can retire
Mhm.
And they're not going to have to work until the day they die. And that makes me so excited because I know how that feels. I know how it feels to wake up and realize that retirement should be right around the corner, but it's not.
Yep.
And life happens. And there's not a lot that we can do about it except tuck and roll and keep on moving.
Mm.
And to be able to provide a solution that says, hey, here we go. This is what we have to do. And you don't have to give everything up to make that happen. It's a great way to spend the day.
Mhm.
Michelle Wilder Baker, one of my most favorite people on the planet. How are you, my friend? And I love that pink shirt. I hope you can unmute and say hi.
I can. Hey, Sandy, how are you, sweetheart?
I love you to pieces. I moved back to North Carolina. Can we have lunch?
Oh, absolutely. I would love that.
I would love that too. Michelle,
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know her, is one of the very best realtors in the world, and she's here in North Carolina with me. And I've known her for a long time and love her to pieces.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. And look, the only reason I'm not coming off of this, putting the video on is because this is a work at home day, no makeup, no hair, curl, no nothing. I just got up and started doing my thing today. So maybe next time, okay?
Fair.
Okay, and you look great. You look great, sweetie.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
I love it. So I would love to just allow any of our guests to ask questions of Sandy. Hopefully, if you haven't already watched the episode, you're planning on watching it as soon as you have availability to. But looking around, obviously, most of you already know Sandy at this point. But what questions do you have of her? What stood out if you were able to watch it? This is your time to kind of ask her anything. I've already asked all my questions, so.
Already, Andy? Oh my
I know,
gosh, I'm a little
right?
disappointed.
I think Wendy's got one. Looks like she's.
I was apologizing because I have roofing contractors here, so I've been outside for the last hour with them. So
Gotcha.
I missed it, but I do want to go back and rewatch.
It's definitely worth it. Definitely
Yeah.
worth it. Wonderful. Tiffany, were you able to watch it? Everybody's.
No, I had a prior obligation
Gotcha.
meeting with a coach that helps women who, I'm going to try to keep it together. She works with women that are leaving domestic violence, abusive marriages. And she's going to jump on our launch tonight to see how she can at least be an affiliate partner, because I said, the biggest thing that is for me when I left my domestic violence marriage in July was this community and knowing that it was going to be okay, because I had a business where I could make an income from home. I didn't have to worry about, how to go out and make an income. And so when this lady's telling me she's coaching these women to be entrepreneurs, I said, you've got to at least come and see what we're doing. Right. And see if this is a matchup for the women. I would love to come alongside these women. I'd love to come alongside you. It's because I know Sandy's story. I know some of the other women in this community that she's helped, all because of entrepreneurship, feel like that they can rebuild their family's financial futures because of this information. And I am forever thankful for Sandy and the leaders of this team and community, because it's been life-changing for me. I've not yet had to go back to work because of this opportunity. And so my goal is just to continue to pay it forward to the next woman, to the next family. So I'm so thankful to be here, and I'm thankful that Sandy never gave up on me.
Mm-hmm. Does not surprise me. She's kind of awesome like that. Lynn, please.
Sandy, I love how you shared your story on the episode that you and Andy just did as well, how you openly shared that you were resistant at first to the whole concept and you felt like you knew it all. If you can, just expand on how we can better reach most people, because most people have that exact same attitude. You start talking to them and they're like, yeah, I know. And they kind of shut you off before you even get in the door. What's your thoughts on that, Sandy?
I appreciate that so much because that is exactly who I was. I did think that I knew, because my background is I'm an accountant. I was a lead financial analyst for a Fortune 250 company responsible for profit and loss statements and managing cost for a huge company that had shareholders. And it just was beyond my ability to how arrogant, right? Beyond my ability to comprehend that there was something as magnificent as this that I didn't know about. And one of the things that I really like to do is to partner with people like Michelle, people like Wendy, people that are connected to folks that we can help right out of the gate in a way that they could have never imagined, which does two things. It drives business, more business for Michelle, right? Michelle's a realtor. If we can take her clients and on closing day, help them have a plan to pay off that mortgage in a third of the time, then we've changed everything for them. We've given them the ability to have equity so much sooner. We've given Michelle the opportunity to be able to flip that into the property they really wanted even sooner. And there's so much value there. And I'm leveraging the trust that she's created to keep the door open. And so that's one way that I love, because it's a double win, right? It helps Michelle and it helps me, and or triple win, helps the client. And then, and ultimately helps the lender too, because it's more repeat business from them and it keeps the economy going. And we get back to making the American dream come true. And then the second thing is I usually try to really listen first. And so I'm never sitting down with somebody thinking I've got to sell them this platform. I'm thinking, where are they? What are their pain points? What's going on? How can I relate to that? Because being able to relate to where they are gives me a chance. And so sometimes it might not be the first conversation that I even share. But ultimately, I'm going to share with every single person that I know. And it may be gentle, or if it's somebody that I know, like, and trust and love, I might say, I know you're going to think you know, but you don't. And we don't know what we don't know. And I didn't know what I didn't know. And I'm so annoyed that I didn't know it sooner. And I love you enough to tell you that you've got to duct tape your mouth for a second and listen to me, because I'm about to rock your world. And so really, I try to do that based on personality, right? And you can gauge that right out of the gate just with body language and posture and how are they making direct eye contact, all those things, and understand who they are and where their guard is. And I'm also never intimidated by tons of questions. Like, so many times I'll have people come on and their whole purpose is just to poke holes. They just want to prove that I'm wrong. And, I encourage other folks that are leveraging this opportunity to help people to respond to that with challenge accepted, and to know that we've been in business for more than 20 years for a reason. That this is a faith-based company that is on a mission to shine light, to make a difference in the world, to give people a way forward that doesn't include being in debt for the rest of their lives, to give them a way to leverage wealth building tools so that the interest is tax advantaged and they're not going to pay tax on that, to give them a way to create additional funds for retirement when maybe they don't have any that are tax advantaged. They're not going to be taxed on that. To be able to go out into the world and make a massive difference. And the end result is that people can be nicer, kinder to each other, right? We can sit still in the car when our mom is on the phone, for example, right after physical therapy, instead of shaking the whole thing. We can do, remember when folks used to like pay for the coffee behind you? Or you're in the grocery line and the single mom ahead of you is counting the pennies And, to have the ability to just swipe the card,
Right.
right? And just say, I've got it for you. And it not to be a hardship, that you're just able to be a blessing.
Right.
And so every time I'm talking to somebody that's their response, where they're really not listening, I'm remembering that they're usually really not listening because they have been through some things that have hardened their heart,
Yep.
that have left some scars, that we're all a little broken, and sometimes we're a little broke and broken.
Mhm.
And they need somebody that loves them enough to persistently
Right.
share from a place of love, not a place of sales.
Mhm.
And I'm so grateful that I'm not a sales guy, sales girl, because I'm an accountant. Accountants don't sell things. We're introverts.
Mhm.
But this is definitely something that anybody anywhere can do that wants to make a difference and help people.
Right.
And because of that, it makes me love it even more, because we can take somebody that has zero experience and we can give them an opportunity that can yield 6-7 figure a year income. And while they're doing that, they're changing everything for each life that they touch.
Right. Yep. As you were talking about that, it just brought up the reality is that I'm going to use the Shrek reference, right? Like we have lots of layers, and I feel like the further I get into working with the company and just the leaders and this kind of stuff, is there's so many layers and levels that this works on, and that it's making an impact, right? The obvious one is getting people out of debt. And then the next step is like, okay, with the money that you were using to service debt, now you can start making savings. And then the next level is that you can use every dollar twice and build up a massive retirement. And then the other level is that you can also earn income. And then, what I'm saying? It's like just on and on and on and on. And then there's the aspect which Sandy, you and I talked about, is that the hard aspect. Like money is great and income is wonderful, but what are you doing to make an impact on people's lives and change the legacy? Like, my goodness, I mean, it's checking off every single box. I love that.
I love it too. It's definitely something where I know for certain that God opened this door for me, and shoved me through it, and I could not be more grateful, because I wake up every single day excited to, first of all, I wake up every single day still home with Taylor. Right. And he's able to hear my voice, and I'm able to be there. And then I wake up every single day doing something that I absolutely love, that doesn't feel like work. And even when I'm tired, I go to sleep so incredibly fulfilled and happy, and knowing that together we're making a huge difference. And the fact that we don't have to be the best of everything. Like, I don't have to be the best at anything. I need to be competent, and I need to care, but I'm surrounded by people like Lynn. I've got people like you, Andy, that are in my corner, that we're able to work together. And so we are able to complement each other's strengths. And there's so few places in the world where we're not competing with each other. Right. Where we're really able to truly help each other. And that's probably what drew me in the most in the beginning. Is I've been part of corporate America and that corporate ladder where there's only one CFO. Right. And I've clawed my way into that position. Mm-hmm. Then I've been in that position, constantly taking the knives out of my back. Right. And I realized that I didn't like it. That's not who I am. And I'm like, if you want it that badly that you're gonna stab me in the back to get it and tell lies, then you can have it, because it's just, life's too short to live like that. And so you're right, this definitely makes a huge difference.
And I would say, and again, speaking back to the idea that this works on so many levels, Lynn and I were having this conversation the other day. I think people are just wired differently, right? In my mind, it makes so much sense of like, hey, I don't want to have to pay 1 cent more than I absolutely need to. So the idea of saving money in my mind is like, of course you would want to save money. Not everybody is wired that way. However, everybody likes to earn more money. And so if you find yourself in a position where, you're either barely scraping by, another $500, $1,000 a month would make a massive difference in your reality, and or you are tired of, to Sandy's point, not being on a collaborative team or a team that roots for each other. And I mean, if you're constantly pulling knives out of your back, how amazing would it be to come into an organization that everyone is rooting for the other person? You can go as fast or as slow as you want to. And oh yeah, by the way, you're going to make great money while you're doing it. And oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be making impact on families' lives that's going to go on for generations. It's like, hello. It doesn't get much better than that. It's so cool. That's all I got to say.
Very, very well put, Andy. Very well put. And Sandy, I love everything that you shared. Thank you so much. Great advice, great counsel. And Wendy, I love your accent.
Isn't it wonderful? I love her accent too. And it's funny how it's the little things that are so soothing. It's we just got a new one of the benefits of being part of this company. We just got a new CNA that's helping us with Taylor. And the first thing that she did when she got out of the car, I had never met her officially, is she gave me a hug. And that instantly, I loved her instantly. I'm like, she's the one. And Paul's like, did you check her references? I'm like, no. I'm like, and he was like, do you think we should? And I'm like, probably, but I just really like her. I said, like, I'm hired. I hired her. And he was, and so it's just one of those things where we get the opportunity to really do the things. I had given up hope that we would be in a position where we could have help. I was resigned to the fact that I would be the sole caregiver until I died. And it was a constant stressor to think what was going to happen when I wasn't here anymore. And, what this opportunity has given me is the incredible opportunity to be able to fix that, to have support, to have a plan, to be able to execute it, to know that he's going to be safe, to do all the things that I had never dreamed were possible. And it's always an interesting transition to step out of survival mode and back into living mode. And I feel like that's really at the heart of what we do for most people at the beginning. Is most of us are just surviving, and we've given up believing that there's more than survival, and then to start to see it in such a short period of time turn into something that's not only not surviving, it's truly thriving, it's truly living, it's truly opening doors that just felt like pie in the sky. And it's definitely something that I couldn't have even imagined. And I love that we get to share that with folks.
I completely agree. Well, we are about 5 minutes out from our end of our time. For what it's worth, we had the episode. We're going to release this as a bonus episode on the podcast channel as well. Lynn, I haven't talked to you, but I would love for you to do the same thing on Thursday. If you could do that, that would be so cool. So we could have the same kind of Q&A afterwards and just kind of a debrief on the backside of things. So if you're game, my friend, that would be super fun. Awesome.
You got it. You got it. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. So any parting questions? Michelle, I will repost that. You betcha. We are on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, a few other ones, but I'm going to go ahead and post that again here. So you can just grab wherever makes the most sense for you to listen to or watch podcasts. It is a video podcast. So on Apple, you can listen to a video podcast without watching it. YouTube, you'd have to have just leave it rolling, even though you're not watching it. But it's more fun to watch because you get to see the notes, right? I kind of geek out when it comes to trying to keep up with all of Sandy's awesome thoughts and that kind of stuff. So anyways, but yeah, check that out there. Please share that. And just a little shameless plug here. Understand that this is the first of 4. We've got Lynn's dropping on Thursday. Next week is on Tuesday is Di, and then I can't say we saved the best for last because you guys are all the best, but the founder is next Thursday. So we've got amazing conversations coming up here, and I'm so excited that you're here and so excited that you are tuning in, because I just I'm blessed beyond measure to be able to interview and talk to these good people. So any parting thoughts or questions from people, and then I'll let Sandy kind of sign us off. Wendy, yes, please.
Yeah. Can I share like if I have people that I've spoken to that I would like to listen to the founder, can I share the link?
Yes.
Or
Yep. So that link is not available because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to do the same idea of having a premiere for each one of those. So as we get those, we'll be able to share the premiere link, and it just does a countdown until it releases. So they're all releasing at noon on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So John's won't be available till next Thursday at noon. But as soon as we get that live link, I'll share that as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Any other questions for me or for Sandy? Thank you for doing this. For just complete side note here, I had this crazy idea and I pitched it to Sandy yesterday. She's like, sure, let's try it. So the fact that you guys are all here means the world to me, because I had no idea if anybody was going to show up. So thank you so much for proving that this crazy theory might work. So I appreciate you guys being here.
Me too. I love you guys. Sending each and every one of you a humongous hug. And we have a great opportunity to change the world, and in a way that makes such a massive difference to each family. We can change the perspective of these kiddos that are thinking that they're never going to own a house.
Right.
We can change. Can you imagine what it would be like to graduate from college and have a specific plan to be completely debt free? To be able, I just think about how many of you decided that you were going to, when you filled out your 401k at your first job, did you plan to retire at 40? I did. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I've got to put in. I'm retiring at 40. And we have the opportunity to make that reality for people. Right. And that is crazy exciting. So thank you so much for taking time to be on here, for supporting Andy and his podcast, for supporting me, and for sharing it with other folks. I can't wait for you to see Lynn, Di, and John. We're all completely different. And so it's going to be incredible. And Michelle, let's have coffee, lunch, all the things super soon.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, guys, for being here. We really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, have a fantastic day. We'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Andy, I'm sending you a message via Messenger right now.
Here we go.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless everybody. Take care.
If you're ready to leave debt behind and walk into a future of clarity and confidence, it starts with truth and structure. A quick reminder that this conversation with Sandy is part of our series titled the 2026 Wealth Reset Series. Be sure to check out the other incredible voices in the lineup. You won't want to miss what's coming. And if this episode encouraged you, subscribe, share it with a friend, and join us again on the Empowered Learning Podcast.